welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books that I currently have checked out from the library. So I have had quite a lot of books checked out over this past month. I've had some that I've had to read quite quickly because they've been due back and I haven't been able to renew them. So I have got quite a lot of books out at the moment. A lot of new releases that I've reserved have come in all at once. It's always the way you put them on and then they all come in all at once. So I've got quite a lot of books out here at the moment, but I am working my way through them. So let's dive straight in. So the first book I have here is Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin, I think is how you say her surname. And this is the sequel to Serpent and Dove, which I read, I think in February, maybe even March, I can't remember. But I read it earlier this year and I really enjoyed it. And this is the second book. I believe this is a trilogy, and it's a young adult fantasy romance trilogy following the relationship between a witch hunter and a witch. And I'm really excited to see how the story continues in book 2, so I'm really excited to get to this one. It is considerably longer than book 2. A lot of these books are really long ones that I've got out at the moment. So this one is over 500 pages by the looks of it. Let's just have a quick look. That's a sneak peek of the next book. 532 pages this one is, so this one's going to take me some time to read. Then we have The Launch Date by Annabelle Slater, and this is a new book. This is a new release. I saw it on the library catalogue and decided to reserve it. This one is a office romance, and I think this was the author's debut novel. Yes, this is her debut novel, so interested to check this one out. I don't really know too much about it. I've not heard anyone talk about it, but I'm excited to give it a go. Then we have Book Boyfriend by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broker. I've read from this author duo before. I have read Do I Know You and The Breakup Tour. I really enjoyed The Breakup Tour, which I think was their last book that came out last year. And this one is got books on the cover, so it's bound to be good. I don't know too much about this one. Oh, it says, looks like it might be an enemies to lovers romance, so excited to get to this one. And then the last paperback that I have is The Gentleman's Gambit by Evie Dunmore. This is book 4 in the, whatever the name of the series is called, the, does it tell me in here? League of Extraordinary Women series. If you've been following my channel, you'll have seen that I've read the previous books earlier this year, and I have really enjoyed them. This is a historical romance series, and this is the last book in the series, and I really want to get to this one. Evie Dunmore hasn't actually published anything since this book, so once I have finished this, I will be caught up on her backlist, and then I will be eagerly awaiting her next book, whenever that may be. Now we've got a lot of hardbacks, and some of them are really long, so it's going to take me a while to get through some of these, but I'm excited for all of these pretty much. Well, I'm excited for the paperbacks as well, but some of these are like really ones that are on my top TBR. So we have The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, which has this really gorgeous cover. It's really hard to show because of the plastic covering that's on it, but this cover is gorgeous. This one I believe is a young adult fantasy romance, and I think it kind of has been marketed as kind of a mix of Bridgerton meets kind of fantasy, which I'm really intrigued by. I know this is young adult, so there isn't any spice in this at all, I don't believe, but I've heard mixed things about this one, but I am really looking forward to it. I think it was going to blend that kind of historical element hopefully really well, and as I say, the cover for this is beautiful. If I do obviously end up loving this, I might pick up my own copy just to have that gorgeous cover on my shelf. And the spine's really pretty as well. It's like this again, it's hard to show because of the plastic, but it's got this gold spine with pink writing on it. I think it looks gorgeous, so that would look lovely on the shelf. Then I have A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. This has sprayed edges as well, blue sprayed edges. This one is a fantasy romance. I don't know too much about this one, but I know Danielle K. L. Jensen's books are really popular. I think her Bridge Kingdom series is probably the most popular, but this is I think book 2 in this series. It comes out either later in April or in May, and I saw it on the second book I saw on a list of like anticipated fantasy romance for the spring, and I was intrigued by it, so I thought I would check out the first book. I don't know too much about the plot, but I have been really into fantasy romance recently. I've been reading a lot more, so I'm intrigued and looking forward to check that one out. Then this one I picked up on a complete whim, and this is Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I've heard of this author. Her books were quite popular, I think, a few years ago. She had, what was it called? The Atlas 6, which I think a lot of people were talking about. This is her latest book, and I don't know too much about it, but the cover is intriguing. And I think this is about a family who have some sort of secrets, and I think it's fantasy as well. But I'm interested to check this one out. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. It's quite long, so if I don't like it, I will DNF it, but I'm interested to check this one out. I've not obviously heard anyone talk about that one yet because it's relatively new. Then we have The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This one I am so excited to get to, and I think possibly will be my next read that I pick up. This is book 3 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series and book 1 in the Shadowborn duet. So for those who don't know, the Crowns of Nyaxia series is a series of 6 core books, and it is split up into 3 duets, and this is obviously book 1 in the second duet. I've read books 1 and 2 and really enjoyed them, and I cannot wait to dive into this one. This is going to follow Misha, who is a character we're introduced to in the first 2 books, and I am really looking forward to see her story progress. And if you haven't picked up the Crowns of Nyaxia series, I definitely recommend that you do. It's a vampire fantasy romance series. It's definitely not your typical vampires. They are slightly different. They have wings, which is I think a unique take, and they have, depending on what clan they're from, they have different types of wings. So the world that Carissa Broadbent has created is really interesting, and I would highly recommend this series. I think I have mentioned them in previous videos, and yeah, looking forward to diving into that one. And then the next 2 are ones I've just picked up today. So we have Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. This one is a young adult, I think fantasy or science fiction. I'm not 100% sure. It's like a set in a dystopian world, I believe. And I believe this is a sapphic romance from what I've seen online, which I'm really interested to check out. I don't know too much about it, but looking forward to diving into that one. And then the last one I have is probably the biggest one here, and that is Forged by Malice by Elizabeth Helen. So if you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll have seen that I've already read books 1 and 2 in this series, and I haven't necessarily loved those, but I'm interested enough in the story to kind of continue reading. But when I saw the size of this, I thought, do I actually want to read this? Because this is huge. It's 655 pages, which, to be fair, doesn't sound a lot, but when you look at it, it looks a lot. This won't fit in my book sleeve, so I will struggle to read this. I won't be taking it with me to work because it won't fit in my book sleeve, and I do not fancy carrying this around, to be honest. So I will see how I get on with this one. The font in here is really big, though. I don't know if you can see, but the font's quite big. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how this story progresses. This is a Beauty and the Beast reimagining, and it's a Why Choose romance. So it's got Rosalina and the 4 Fae princes. And yeah, I'm interested in the story, but the previous 2 books have been 3 stars, and one of my complaints about book 2 was it felt unnecessarily long. So we'll see how we get on with this one, because again, this seems so much bigger than the first book, and it's going to take me a while to get to that one. But they are all of the books that I currently have checked out at the moment. I'm sure you will see these books feature in maybe reading vlogs and or wrap-ups at some point. I am excited to dive into all of these. I know that by getting a lot of books out of the library, some of these are new releases and some that are ones that I just am interested in. It does stop me, or not stop me, but I spend more time reading my library books because there's obviously a tighter deadline on those compared to books on my own TBR. So I am going to be trying later on in the year to be getting less books out of the library so that I can focus on books on my physical TBR. But I just really like picking up the new releases, and some of these are series that I've seen people talking about that I really want to get to, and I don't necessarily want to commit to buying the books. Like this series is a prime example. I've seen people talking about it, so I really wanted to read it, but it is they're thick books for a start, and it's not necessarily a series that I'm interested in buying the books for. I definitely, you know, it's not a series that I feel like I need on my shelf. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've seen any books on this in this video that you think I really need to prioritize, like reading them first, obviously I will read all of these, or try all of them at least. If I don't like them, I will DNF. But if you see any on here, have seen any on here that you think I absolutely need to prioritize, then please do let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video.